Hi everyone, it is Riyaz Khatib from the Banajwar Degree College. Today let me take up some of the multiple choice questions, selected ones from the ecosystem under environmental studies, unit 3. Let's take up the first question. The term ecosystem was first proposed by the options are E.P. Odum, A.G. Tansley, Newton, Robert Brown. So the right answer is A.G. Tansley. E.P. Odum is also known for his work in ecology. He was the scientist who used or adopted this term ecosystem, and he has further developed this concept, and he has also written a book as the Fundamentals of Ecology, and he has dedicated his life towards the development of the uh, study in ecology. So he's also a great ecologist, but Tansley was the first person to coin this word, ecosystem. Newton, we know, is from the uh, physics section where he has given very valuable laws of physics, and then Robert Brown is known for Brownian movement. Now, second question, let's take up. The first necessity of the ecosystem is options are A, water, B, energy, C, nitrogen, and D, oxygen. So the right answer here is energy, because energy only runs the ecosystem. Without energy, without the solar energy reaching the producers, the ecosystem cannot be maintained. So energy is the necessity of ecosystem. First necessity, you can say. Question number 3. Which of the following is an abiotic component of the ecosystem? The options given are fungi, bacteria, plants, and D, humus. So we know that A, B, and C options are the biotic community. So humus is the right answer, which is the topsoil in which a lot of organic matter is there, because the dead plant leaves and other dead organic matter is being decomposed slowly by the effect of bacteria and fungi. Then question number 4, which among the following is primary consumer? The options given are bacteria, tiger, goat, and vulture. It is a simple question. We know that goat are the herbivores, so they are the first consumers. So therefore, goat is the right answer here. Going to question number 5. Any living organism that synthesizes organic substances from inorganic molecules by using sunlight or chemical energy, thereby manufacturing its own food, is called as. Of course, all this statement given here points towards the green organisms, the plants which are autotrophs. Those who can make their own food are called as autotrophs. Okay, now let's go to the question number 6. Which of the following statement is not true? Four statements are given here, four statements. Let us read through this. The first is about the ecosystem sustained, in an ecosystem, sustained development or evolution is facilitated by a close physical proximity and functional matching between the producers and consumers. That is true. Producers and consumers evolve together, and they adapt to the existing environment and to survive better. Option B, in the anthroposystem, there is usually a significant physical displacement between the producers and consumers. Physically, they are displaced. So that's also true, but we have to find out which is not true here. Option C, in an ecosystem, most of the materials are transferred from the producers to the recyclers, that is at the end, and only a small fraction is passed to the consumers, to the recyclers. Then option D is, in the anthropo system, the flow of material from the producers directly to the recyclers is a major problem. So directly it is not going to the recyclers or decomposers. So therefore, this is not true. B is the right answer. Question number 7. About producers or autotrophs, we can say that options are A, they convert solar energy into chemical bond energy of chemical compounds. B, this group includes plants that have chlorophyll. C, they manufacture their own food for self-consumption and to be consumed by others. So here the correct answer is D, all of these. Then okay, this question number 8 is coming up here. Already the answer is displayed there. Grasshopper, deer, rabbit, goat, and cattle. These are all, of course, primary consumers because they feed upon the producers. So A only is the right answer. Then let's take up the question number 9. Point out the name of scholars who called primary consumers, that's herbivores, as key industry animals. Okay. Okay, here we have to find out who is the scientist responsible for calling the primary consumers, it should be consumers, that is the herbivores, as key industry animals. So this statement was given by Elton, remember. Elton is the scientist who gave this idea that because we know that from the primary consumers only, the whatever food prepared by the autotroph is being consumed, and in that way the energy is flowing from the producers to other profit levels. Question number 10. Frogs, birds, fox, and cats are examples of. The options are primary carnivore, secondary carnivore, top carnivore, none of these. Primary carnivores are actually the secondary consumers. So we see that frogs, which are feeding upon the insects, and birds also feeding upon the insects. So they are the primary carnivores. You can take them as primary carnivores. Question number 11. The energy concerned with ecosystem is, of course, it is the light energy, which is essential for beginning an ecosystem. Question number 12. The law of thermodynamics states that energy can neither be created nor be destroyed. A. B. Every transformation of energy is accompanied by its dispersion. So both the laws are mentioned here in A and B. So both A and B is the right answer. Next, question number 13. The largest reservoir of nitrogen in our planet Earth is. Largest reservoir of nitrogen on the Earth is, of course, it should be the atmosphere, because in the air about 78.6% of the total gas is present is nitrogen only. Question number 14. Which of the following are major players in phosphorus cycle? Phosphorus cycle is sedimentary cycle, as you might have seen in those videos where I have discussed about these points. Let us take up the answers here. The options, 4 options are given. Human being and fish, human being and marine birds, fish and marine birds, and animal and fish. Remember that much contribution to the phosphorus cycle is by the birds, dropping of birds, and as well as their shells, they contain phosphorus, and even human excrete also contains phosphorus. So that contributes to the phosphorus cycle. Then question number 15, the source of atmospheric oxygen is. What is the source of atmospheric oxygen? Let us see the options. The nitrogen cycle, photosynthesis by green plants, exchange of oxygen among the environmental segments, like the air, from the air into the water, like that. So therefore, both B and C will be the right answer. We know that photosynthetic organisms release the oxygen. So both B and C. Then question number 16. Hydrological cycle is derived by. Now, hydrological cycle means it is a water cycle. So that is derived by what? We have to find out A, water, B, solar energy, C, trees, and D, clouds. So remember, mostly the students get confused and they will select the water because it is about the water cycle. No, the water cycle is derived by the solar energy, because by the effect of solar energy, the heat radiations in the solar energy, the water evaporates and makes the clouds and result into the rainfall. So that is what the main theme of hydrological cycle. Which of the following is not recycled? Options are carbon dioxide, oxygen, nitrogen, and energy. We see that carbon dioxide is recycled. It is entering into the plants and getting converted into the carbohydrates, and from there it goes to the animals, consumers, right? And ultimately comes back to the atmosphere by the action of decomposers on the dead organic matter. So it is recycling. We have to find out which is not recycling. So same is the case with oxygen. Oxygen is utilized by the animals, and the carbon dioxide is released by the animals, and plants take up the carbon dioxide and release back the oxygen into the atmosphere. So it is recycled. And same case is with the nitrogen. During the nitrogen cycle, you might have remembered that the denitrifying bacteria will convert the nitrates back into the pre-molecular nitrogen, and that is how it is recycled. So which is not recycled is energy, because energy can be transformed from one form to another form. So it cannot be even recycled. That means you cannot get back the solar energy. What you give at the end, what it gives at the end is nothing but the minerals by decomposition of dead matter, and these minerals will be utilized by the plants for their growth and development. Question number 18. Among the following, mention which is in perfect harmony with the surroundings. So this is related to the ecological succession, and the options here are A, climax community, B, pioneer community, C, transitional community, and D, none of these. So we know that the community which is in perfect harmony with the surroundings and which is not going to further change is climax community, which comes at the end of the ecological succession. Then question number 19, the first community that inhabits a bare area, a bare rock, exposed rock, is called dash dash community. So we know that it is the pioneer community, either the lichens or the mosses or both. So therefore, pioneer community is the right answer. Then question number 20, the intermediate communities between pioneer and climax communities are called dash dash communities. So we know that between the pioneer community and the last one, climax community, there is a serial change or serial transition of the biotic communities till the formation of climax community. So here, these intermediate communities can be taken as serial or the transitional communities. In 21, among the following statements pertaining to ecological succession, mark the wrong one. Now the options are here. Succession tends to progress from stable to unstable biotic community. Stable to unstable, that's wrong. There is some regularity and uniformity in the process of succession. That is true, that there is some regularity and uniformity. And then C, succession tends to progress from simple food chain to complex food web. So that's also true. But what is not true is the succession of plant and animal community takes place. Succession of plant and animal community takes place simultaneously. That's also true. Now you have to find out which is the wrong one. So A1 only is the wrong, because we see that there the statement is like the succession tends to progress from stable to unstable. No, it is from unstable to stable. So that's why it's the right answer. Question number 22. The biotic succession that occurs on place divide of earlier life is called as. Divide of earlier life means there was no life existing before, that is barren rock. So ultimately, what it should be? It should be the primary succession. Then question number 23. I remembered before going to question number 23. Secondary succession is one where the succession begins in an area where already biotic communities were existing before, but they were destroyed or damaged due to the climatical or conditions, or the the destructions by the nature, calamities, what we call, right? By calamities, or calamities like landsliding, earthquake, or even the forest fire, and that has wiped out the existing ecological succession and the existing community there, or forest there. And in that place, when again new forest starts by ecological succession, that is called a secondary succession. Now let's take up the question number 23. Left undisturbed, ecological succession will eventually result in the establishment of A, a climax community, B, transitional community, C, unstable community, D, none of these. So what should be the right answer here? When we are not disturbing, left undisturbed, ecological succession will eventually, ultimately result into the establishment of course, a climax community. So with this, I conclude this discussion. I'll take up the remaining questions in my next discussion through this video lecture.